everyone, today we will work with comparative and superlative adjectives. Let's start with comparative adjectives. Let's see. Is your sister older than you? Buckingham Palace is bigger than the White House. Female mosquitoes are more dangerous than males. My new job is better than my old one. The traffic is always worse in the morning. Here we have examples of comparative adjectives. We use comparative adjectives to compare two things or two people. Here we are comparing your sister and you. We are comparing. Here we are comparing Buckingham Palace with the White House. So remember this. When we compare, when we use comparative adjectives, it's because we are comparing two things or two people. Okay, let's start paying attention to the examples from the previous slide. So here we are. Let's see what happened. Older comes from old. We added er. So let's see what happened. When we have a one-syllable adjectives like old, cheap, these are one-syllable adjectives. Short adjectives. In this case, we add er. For example, older, cheaper. Remember, in these cases, we only have one syllable. These are short adjectives. Old, cheap, one syllable. Let's see what happened with big, bigger. Did you notice that we have a double consonant? When we have consonant, vowel, consonant, we will double the final consonant and then we will add er. For example, consonant, vowel, consonant. That's why here we double the consonant and then we added er. Consonant, vowel, consonant. That's why we double the consonant and then we added er. What happened in this case? We have two adjectives ending in y. When you have one or two syllable adjectives ending in y, we will change y for I and then we will add er. For example, dry, drier. We change y and we use I. We change y and we use I. And what happened here? We have more dangerous. When you have a two or more syllable adjectives, for example, famous, two syllables, or dangerous, dangerous, three syllables. In this case, we will use more famous, more expensive. So please, let's note this. Here we have short adjectives, one syllable. For example, old, cheap, big. Here we have long adjectives. For example, famous. So when you have short adjectives, you add er. When you have long adjectives, you use more and then the same adjective. What happened here? Better and worse. These are irregular adjectives. The word changes. Good, better. Bad, worse. Far, farther. Okay, now it's time to practice. So remember the most important thing. One syllable, short adjectives, long adjectives, irregular ones. Okay? So try to remember this. It's a good idea to copy everything in your copybook or file. Here we have the first exercise. If you don't remember, please take a look at the chart. We have to write the comparative form of these adjectives. So let's check. High. High. Does it end with Y? No, it doesn't. Does it have two or more syllables? High. High. No, it's not long. Does it appear here in the list of the irregular ones? No, it doesn't. So, we need to use the first rule. We will add er. Higher. Dirty. It ends with Y. So, what are we going to do? Right. When it ends with Y, you have to use IER, like this. So now please stop the video, complete the rest, and then check your answers. Ready? Let's check. Great! Let's move on to our next slide. Here you have to complete with a comparative adjective plus than. For example, my sister is younger than me. We have to apply the rules and we have to add than. It's very simple. Let me show you an example. Cheap. So you tell me, which rule are we going to use? Right, the first one, cheaper. Here we have the example. And then we're going to add the word than. The market is cheaper than the supermarket for vegetables. Right, now stop the video, complete the rest, and then check your answers. Alright, I will show you the answers. Great. Let's continue. Well, now let's talk about superlative adjectives. In this case, superlative adjectives describe something in the highest level, in the highest degree, the maximum. For example, it's the coldest day of the year. We are not comparing. It's the maximum degree. It's the hottest day of the year. It's the most dangerous road in the world. She's the best student in the class. So when we use superlative adjectives, it's because we are describing something in its maximum, in its highest degree. Let's see the rules. These are the examples from the previous slide. We will try to understand what happened. coldest. Remember that we have, let's say, three groups of adjectives: short adjectives, long adjectives, and irregular ones. Short adjectives, it's because they only have one syllable. Old, cheap, one syllable. These are short adjectives. Famous, long adjective, two or more syllables. And these ones are the regular ones. They change. Again, cold, cold, one syllable. It's short. When we have one syllable adjectives, we add est. Oldest, cheapest, one syllable, est. When you have an adjective ending in consonant, vowel, consonant, we will double the consonant and then we will add est. Big, biggest, hot, hottest. Remember this special case: when you have a one or two syllable adjective ending in consonant, you will have to change y for I, and then you add est. Driest, healthiest. It's very similar to the spelling rules from comparative adjectives. When you have long adjectives, two or more syllables, for example, dangerous, dangerous, this is a long adjective, we're going to use most. Most famous, most expensive. And finally, we have the irregular ones. Here we have to use a different word. For example, good, best, bad, worst, far, farthest. Are you ready to practice? Remember the spelling rules. Alright, let's start practicing. In this case, you have to write the opposite, using the superlative form. The opposite of small, precisely, it's big. That's why the opposite of the smallest is the biggest. So, applying the spelling rules for superlative adjectives, you have to provide the opposite one here. Let me show you one more example. Cold. The opposite, hot. Superlative form, the hottest. So now, stop the video, complete, and then let's check. Ready? Let's see. Great! Let's try another one. Again, it's very important to keep in mind the spelling rules. Let's see what to do. Complete the sentences with a superlative. Use the adjectives in brackets. So we're going to use these adjectives. In all cases, we will start with the definite article, the. Alright? So we will start with the definite article, the, and then we will use the adjective between brackets in the superlative form. Our house is the biggest house in the street. Alright, so now stop the video, complete, and then we will check. Ready? Let's see. Fantastic! Well, that's all for now. Thank you.